Hello, my name is Jessica Hope, and today I'm going to talk about MTV's influence in the 1980s. And this is a time that I personally connect with since I was born in like the mid 80s, and I was able to experience just firsthand how much things changed as MTV grew. Um, so growing up in this era allowed me to see how artists use MTV to elevate their creative skills and connect with audiences on a global level. The shift not only redefined the music industry but also influenced an entire generation's perception of entertainment and self-expression. Most people think of MTV as just a music channel, but it was so much more than that. It transformed how people experience music. So in this presentation, I'll explore how MTV turned music into a visual experience. It influenced identity in the cultural trends, and it expanded its impact on a global level. What is MTV? MTV launched in 1981, August 1st, 1981 to be exact, and it was founded by a team consisted of Mark Booth, Tom Friston, Judy McGrath, Robert Pittman, Fred Sebert, and John Skites. And it really changed everything about music. Before MTV, people mainly listened to music on the radio or through records. So it was just an audio thing. But as MTV was introduced and they introduced their music videos, this added visuals and storytelling where people could see the artists, their styles, and the message behind the songs. Because of this, artists didn't just become famous for their music, they became known for their images as well. And so MTV helped shape fashion, identity, and youth culture in a big way. For this project, I focus on a few main questions. First, how did MTV change the way people experience music? Second, how did it influence youth identity and culture? I also looked at whether MTV had a global impact beyond the United States and whether it was just entertainment or actually influenced behavior and consumer choices. So MTV turned music into visual experience. Instead of just something you can hear, it became a platform where you were seeing a story come alive. Artists became icons not only for their songs, but because of how they looked and how they performed in these videos. A great example would be here, where we have Michael Jackson's Thriller. This was not just a video. It was like a short film, and it became a huge cultural moment for Michael. The video shows how artists turn music into something bigger than just something we were hearing. It was, and especially this video, it was an experience. MTV helped bring attention to ideas about identity, including race and gender, and it influenced how young people express themselves. MTV didn't just influence music, it influenced a lifestyle. People were giving visual examples of how to dress themselves, how to express who they really were, and they were doing this based on what they saw in the music videos. So like the vibrant colors, the expressive outfits, these all became huge. And artists like Madonna she's a perfect example of this. Her lace gloves, layered jewelry, Her fearless attitude encouraged young women to be more confident, independent, and unapologetically themselves. She basically challenged the traditional ideas of femininity and gave permission to stand out. So this also blended entertainment with advertising. Excuse me. So going back to Michael Jackson, he shaped identity in a different way. His style, it was kind of similar to Madonna, but like the red Thriller jacket, single glove, and signature dance moves, these all became iconic. People were just not just listening to the music, they tried to be Michael. They were, and we, so I can say we were copying his dance moves, the fashion, and this created cultural identity. So MTV didn't just reflect culture, it shaped it. So MTV didn't stay in the United States. It expanded internationally in like the late 80s, early 1990s, and it introduced global viewers to U.S. artists, trends, and our ways of life. People in different countries were now watching the same music videos we were, and this helped create shared global youth culture. So artists like Madonna and Michael Jackson, they became worldwide icons, not just because of their music, but because of the visuals, their visual language barriers, and how they connected with people everywhere. So in conclusion, MTV changed music forever. People were given the visual blueprint for being who they were, their identity. It not just showed what music sounded like, but what it looked like live. And it also changed people's behavior, and not just here in the U.S., but worldwide. My sources, such as Goodwin, Kaplan, and Wolf, to name a few, supported my research in showing how powerful media can be in shaping society and influencing an entire generation. Over time, MTV has shifted away from primarily playing music videos, and it has evolved into a channel of reality TV, scripted shows, and award shows like the VMAs. And this is reflecting change in audiences' interests and their viewing habits. And these are my resources, as well as my visual resources. Thank you.